Clerk, call the meeting to order, please.
Roll call. James Scott. Mr. Haywood. Mr. John. Felicia Jackson. Clinton Lovett. Tiffany Pierce. Lisa Van Meter.
Here.
Gloria Ware.
Present.
Memorial Week.
Right. This time we have a motion for a moment of silent prayer. This time I'm going to ask the board to allow me to add to the agenda. This time of year in April is the last month for our financial year for 2024. Our new year for city governments starts on May 1st, and I would like to, at this time, ask the board to allow me to add to the agenda so that the department heads can address the citizens for the past year, couple years, for what's been going on, and also to address this board. You know, many on the board have other jobs, and they come here part-time, and so I think at the end of every year, financial year, that this body should be able to report to the citizens the state of our city, and also to the body, legislative body, the state of our city. I'm going to, for the sake of time, I'm going to ask each of the board members, the department heads, if the city will allow me to add this to the agenda, to make it brief, though. So could I have a motion second to add that to the agenda? It's been moved by Haywood. Could I have a second? All in favor? Okay, great. At this time, I'm going to ask the city administrators to keep it brief as you speak. Try to keep it under 2 minutes. A lot of citizens coming from work need to get home, and so make it brief. And we'll start off with Lamar Gentry, who has been in charge of our infrastructure, whether it's our water and our sewer infrastructure. So Lamar, if you can get up and address the citizens as to some of the progress after the years of infrastructure, and also to the legislative bodies, and to the citizens. These departments will stay after the meeting. So if you have any questions, feel free to come up and address each one of them. And also myself, along with this city council, will stay after the meeting is adjourned. At this time, Lamar, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good evening to the citizens and to the council, mayor and everybody. My name is Lamar Gentry. I'm the Director of Business and Economic Development for the city of Cahokia Heights. Been in that position since May of 2021. Previously, I worked in Allerton and Centerville as administrator and TIF administrator and so forth. But basically, want to explain to you what we've done over the last 3 years. We get ready to go into the 4th year. Something I've said at several meetings that we've met with our federal and state officials and county officials is that, believe it or not, we spent over $4 million on sewers alone since 2021. The reason a lot of you don't see it because it's underground. Basically, we have spent over $4 million on sanitary sewers, not storm, but sanitary sewers, primarily in the area of Centerville, Allerton, and now in Cahokia. The most recent projects that have been completed were on 82nd Street. 2 pump stations were put in. And then in the past week on 63rd and 73rd, we repaired 2 major situations that have been a problem, and have installed a new sealer in those particular spots. The only thing left to do there is to actually complete the groundwork and, blacktopping and so forth. We recently awarded 9 new sewer projects, also primarily half in the ping pong area and in that Centerville area and the other in Cahokia. Those 9 sewer projects have already been awarded to Hanks Excavating. They are out clearing now the areas, some in alleys, some in right-of-ways, where they're actually clearing the areas, because in some cases we have about 9 poles we must move. Either they're controlled by the AT&T or Ameren. So those poles need to move. This is a $1.3 million project that is starting in the next week. And then in the next 2 months, we have another project that we estimate will probably be close to $2 million, where we're starting the first phase of additional pump stations, in addition to the pump stations we currently have funded in the past. Now, most of the funding prior to January of this year has been primarily from city funds, TIF funds, as well as CDBG funds from St. Clair County that come from St. Clair County and come to us. And we apply for those every year, and that's been the case for the last 8 or 10 years. We didn't just start on this in 2021. We were starting on sewers in 2018 and come forward. In the next months and through this year and next year, we have another $20 to $30 million we will be spending, some of which is not directed to sanitary, but we actually now are getting some funding. Finally, we're getting funds for storm sewer. Most of you know in ping pong, and everyone, 65% of the water that goes into the ping pong area comes from above the hill and creates groundwater situations there. I said 65%. You did not misunderstood. And so as a result, those are the funds that come in, and a lot of that water goes into Metro East Sanitary District and also has to flow into East St. Louis. Part of the problem we've run into is the pump station on Parkside area has been down for many years. They just recently fixed that pump station, and they're currently cleaning the sewers in that area. And as of recent, we haven't had as much backflow. The problem we're running into now is that in some of the water we're getting into our sanitary sewers is actually from laterals. That means the laterals that come from people's homes. They're either homes that have been abandoned or people have simply not been able to fix them. We are working on a project with the mayor's authorization and with our attorneys to put together a pilot lateral program to deal with those laterals that are being infiltrated by flood water as well as just rainwater. And what's happening is that's getting into our sanitary lines, and we're pumping. Even our pumps are going, but the water can't go anyplace because it can't get into East St. Louis. The thing that the mayor has also established this to start on. I'm sorry I can't do it in 2 minutes, Mayor.
I'm looking at you. We're gonna give you 1 more minute.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. What you asked me is wanted to explain what we've done. We've done a lot of stuff.
I know
we currently,
but the citizens, they'll stay after to get a little more briefing from you.
Okay.
But we want to move it along. So if you can give us we'll give you another minute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you noticed in the last week or so, there was a groundbreaking with the Corps of Engineers, where it's a $5 million project that's being done with the Corps of Engineers. $1.2 million or $1.6 million of that money is actually coming from our Illinois EPA grant. The rest of it is federal money. That is to fix the interceptor, the current interceptor that takes the storm sanitary lines always south into Cahokia, into the sanitary station. But the problem has been we're proposing another project which is about $6 million. We currently have $2 million of that from Senator Ducksworth. We're trying to get another $4 or $6 million from Senator Durbin and Ducksworth to do what we're calling an interceptor that will take the sanitary lines that are overflowing that we cannot pump into East St. Louis and send it through Cahokia south and straight into American Bottoms. American Bottoms is the treatment center. Metro East Sanitary, it says sanitary, but mostly it handles Hardy Ditch. And most of the problem with Metro East Sanitary is the fact that it's only funded by those communities below the bluffs. Yet 65% of the money comes from above the bluffs. So that's something we're currently working on. We've had meetings recently with St. Clair County and with FEMA to work on a situation where there may be a $50 million grant from FEMA to actually work on sewers from stormwater from as far as Scott Air Force Base. The last thing I'll say is basically we have another grant we applied for recently for about $3 million from FEMA that will work primarily in ping pong to fix the ditches and so forth. And that's our project we're currently working on. And that's in addition to the other projects we're still getting from St. Clair County and we recently completed the water tower on Church Road. We have 2 more water towers that we're going to work on. So there's a lot of activity that will be going on in the next few months. And Mayor, you can add anything.
No, you're done fine. Okay, thank you.
One last thing. There's some flyers here that have a site that you could, but I've said is on that site. It actually breaks out a lot of these sewer projects. If you go, it's Cahokia Heights sewerproject.org, and you can scan it, or I'll leave you these. You can get the code, and you can go and see the list of projects with pictures and so forth of all the stuff. That's primarily for Illinois EPA, but we've also added the projects we've done from the city.
Okay, well,
I'm
thanks
sorry.
so much. Now listen, to the other directors, I don't allow Lamar to go a little over. He's the senior spokesman of all of the department here, so he has the right to do so. But I'm going to ask everybody else to please try to stay within that 2-minute time frame. Next, Deputy Mayor Mario Hams, who's just recently started working on housing. You want to do an update on housing, economic development, and try to please stay, Mr. Deputy Mayor, within that 2 minutes.
I'll be brief, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so upon coming on the new position, other than deputy mayor, the mayor appointed me to economic development and housing and everything. So some of the projects we have going on, we went into a partnership with the school district, and the city donated 47 acres next to the fitness center to the high school. So you guys should be looking forward to getting a new high school pretty soon, built from the ground, brand new structure.
Yeah.
The next, that's one project. The next project that we have, Touche Hospital, Southern Illinois Health has purchased the land behind Snooks and Dollar General, that cornfield back there, along with the other one across the street. So Touche Hospital will be building a brand new hospital there. They've already purchased the property. So we'll be getting a new hospital in the city. Along with that, they have also purchased the Walmart building. They're going to put multiple doctor offices and medical equipment sales and things like that. Will be coming up out of Walmart. So that's another one. And that'll be along right behind Snooks and the Paris area. So be looking forward to a whole lot of development coming up in that area with that hospital coming along by themselves, okay? We've been contacted by O'Reilly's. We're still in negotiations. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. We're negotiating on them buying the old Hardee's building. They're going to build a new structure there. So March Auto Parts. Out in the old Centerville area, we have a complex coming. It's going to start off with a 16-unit, 1-story complex for seniors. Right next door, their interest would be at those 3 houses that we're going to tear down next to the police department. So they're going to start off with 16 units, and then they're going to come back with 23 units that they got approved for, and those would be townhouses and single-family homes like that, okay? Power Change, we've been working with a partnership with Power Change. They've been working to build another senior complex like the Touche Elderly Apartments that's in Centerville. We're currently just getting to the table with them, trying to walk through it and work a partnership out with them to help build that for our seniors too. We just sent the paperwork in to get ready to send the bids out. The mayor with the engineering company, we're going to start off, we're going to do this in increments. So this first batch would be 35 streets would be not only repaid, but we're going to dig them down to the core, turn them all the way up, and we're going to redo 35 new streets. That's going to cost us about $3.2 million. We also have the old Shop and Save Center. Someone just recently purchased that. We're doing negotiations with them. They purchased it for a little over $1 million. We're in negotiations with them to see, they have an idea of what they want to bring, but we just don't want to offer anything to our citizens. We feel our citizens is more valuable, like Belleville and everywhere else, so we need something suitable for our citizens to be here to us, okay? One more thing. Along with the high school being built on the 47 acres, you're going to see a lot of cleaning up in that area. All the old Parks College, we're going to tear all that down, clean up all the vegetation over there. We're going to tear down all the vegetation across the street by the Teron Armstrong building. And we're also going to go down Jerome, from Falling Springs to Jerome. We're going to be in the process of trying to negotiate with the citizens over there to try to buy them out to do some more development over there too. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is the Chief of Staff, Francella Jackson.
I don't think this.
Is it on? Okay.
What? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Can you take one and pass it on? Man, I like to reclaim my time from the two previous directors. I'm not going to read all of
No,
this.
it's hard for you to stay within the 2 minutes.
No, I'm going to stay within the 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's why I got a handout. I don't have to read it
Okay,
all.
great.
So, and I have a lot of titles, but we're here to report on the Cahokia Heights Fitness and Community Center. As you know, the Cahokia Heights Fitness and Community Center had closed during COVID, had been closed about 3 years. We reopened in 2022. And during that time, we have had a total renovation. We had a name change. And we purchased new equipment. We hired staff. We trained. We did a number of things since we've been open. And I'll have these if you want a copy. No, those go to the elected officials.
That's okay. We'll give them to the citizen.
Okay.
Okay.
There are pictures in here of renovations.
That's okay. Go ahead. Come on.
We've done a number of renovations. As you can see, I purposely put the one where I broke my ankle in the wheelchair because the mirror, there's no excuse. No excuse me. I get in here and get busy. They basically demolished everything in that center. They stole the wiring, put holes in the walls, just all kinds of stuff. But thanks to the council or the mayor, we have a whole lot of a newly renovated center, a new gym, a new landscape, everything, whole lot of new equipment. We also, again, hired staff. And one thing about our staff, we're trained in multiple areas. Everybody knows how to do everybody's job. I work the front desk to the back of the gym. We have a number of classes, yoga, martial arts, spinning, step, line dancing, and all that. But we're still looking for instructors for Zumba, aerobics, and Pilates. We've held a number of special events there, including some of the major events, Darius Miles basketball camp, Cahokia, Centerville Tigers, just a number of events. And if any of you like this presentation, I'll stay, like the mayor said, give me your email address. I will send it to you, I think, for 2 minutes.
Thank you.
And then we have a number of other events, and you all can read it. If you want a copy, I'll stay.
Thank you so much.
Give me your email again. I give back my time.
Next is Chief Brown, Chief of Police.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephen Brown, Chief of Cahokia Heights Police Department. Within the last year, I would say we've grown our department to a total of 22 officers now. We exceeded, in fact, 9 officers has been hired within the last year or so. We're also currently accepting applications at this time. This Saturday, the 13th, if you know any young man or woman wants to be a police officer, we encourage them to report to Cahokia High School, where we're taking nominees for cadets. I would say over the last year, we've grown not only to try and better the community, we also have reached out to certain individuals within communities, such as our Auto Task Force, MedCalf, Metropolitan Major Case Squad, and as well as Drug Tactical Unit of St. Clair County. These entities join in with us to help us combat crime. Now, it's very strange to say, but when I attend chief meetings, which I go every month to Federal Heights, it's amazing how some of the most upscale communities, they're dealing with the same dilemmas we're dealing with. Juveniles has really grown out of hand, and it's a plague now. But we've done everything we could to try and combat it, and we would still look forward in combating it, and we stay positive on it. I have a lot of aspiration that this city is growing, the department is growing, and we're going to do everything within our power to bring that stability of relief to the community. And that's what we've ought to do. And I thank you as a community in whole for working with us. We rely on you as our sole support. I've worked investigation over 20 years, and I know firsthand the community is your first at hand. Without their support, we don't have anything. So we encourage you guys to believe in your department, believe in your community, and do everything you could to support us. And we will be there hand in hand with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks. Next is Ms. Daniels. If you can get the mic to Ms. Daniels, Chief, from the Finance Department. This is the most important one, I guess, is holds all the finances with the city.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Again, I'm Nakia Daniels. The city is operating in a sound financial position right now. We have been able to meet both our monthly accounts payable and payroll with only the revenues we generate through local, state, and state taxes, as well as revenue generated through our water and sewer payments. We do not have any interfund borrowing right now, so I work for other small cities where they've had to borrow from the TIF fund to make ends meet. We have not had to do that since I have been here at the city of Cahokia Heights since October of 2021. We also obtained great grant funding in fiscal year 24 that allowed us to hire 106 youth in the community, and we also offered camps for them and soft skill training every Friday. The age range for that hiring was 16 to 24, and we hired primarily 99% of the staff during that youth program came from the city of Cahokia Heights. We will also be doing the same thing in fiscal year 25, which starts May 1st, and we will hire at least 100 youth aged 16 to 24 again. We will offer camps and soft skill trainings, and applications can be picked up at the 900 Upper Cahokia Road building starting Monday, April 15th. And that's it for me.
And so one question. So for these parents that out here that got children or got grandchildren that wants to work this summer, they can come to your building and get the application. Can they come now and get the application?
Starting Monday.
Start Monday?
Monday, you can pick up the application. And if your child was involved in the program last year, we'll be reaching out to them to see if they would like to return. So they'll have the first right of refusal.
What was their hourly rate?
The hourly rate for those positions was $16 an hour, and they really enjoy getting paid every other month.
Thank you. Yeah. Next is Charlene Pfeiffer, Water and Sewer Department.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Charlene Pfeffer with City of Cahokia Heights Water and Sewer Department. Lamar pretty much filled you in on everything that my department is doing. But I have been doing this for over 38 years now, and we have made more progress in the last 3 years than the whole time that I've been was with Common Fields prior. So all of these projects began in May of 2021. We have completed the rehab of the church tower. We have had 10 sanitary sewer lift stations that have been repaired and 4 sanitary sewer line failures that have been repaired since the merger. We have 5 additional sewer repairs and lift stations that are scheduled to be completed by the end of May this year. And we have 18 additional lift station repairs that are in the design phase and waiting the EPA permits for construction. These repairs should be made within the next 2 years. Additionally, as Lamar mentioned, we have the trunk line that's going to start lining probably within the next couple of weeks. We have 24 employees in my department, and all my employees are trained on sewer lift station rehab. I have 3 employees that are certified in sewer, and I have 2 that are certified in water.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Lee Coleman, Mr. Coleman, why don't you come this way, Mr. Coleman? No. Come. You can go there? Okay.
Hello, my name is Lee Coleman, former city manager for the city of East St. Louis. And I talked to the mayor several months before I took the position as a consultant for the contract compliance coordinator. My job is going to be to make sure that all the projects that they talked about, we're going to do our best to make sure that minority companies, subcontractors, and the workforce will be inclusive of this community and other minorities from other communities. We are currently doing outreach to contact as many minority subcontractors as possible. Currently, we are utilizing IDOT's DBE, which stands for Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. We're using their certification list to identify ready, willing, and able contractors. We are currently working on equal opportunity ordinance that shall govern our approach toward diversity within the confines of Cahokia Heights. My job would be to set goals on all the upcoming and future contract opportunities for minority contractors, implement Executive Order 11246, which is the federal guideline for any federal dollars are included. There are 16 affirmative action steps that everybody who's going to be working, contractors must hire minorities to work in each category of work. 14.7 for minorities and 6.9 for female. That's in each category. This is our Bible here. And we'll be using 11246 to make sure that happens. And that ordinance I'm talking about is going to lay out the punitive damages to any contractor who does not meet those requirements. And it's going to be up to us to evaluate how they approach making sure minority work in the workforce and make sure they complete, make sure they apply to the goal that's going to be set by our office. And these are the forms that we're going to be using. This is the workforce form. We're going to go out on site visits and document the workforce with this form. And with this form, we're going to use it to document the contractors who are on the job to make sure they're doing what they call a commercial useful function. And with this form, we're going to use to document their wages. It's called a wage rate review. So we're going to be vigilant about my team. I got some contract compliance representatives, and we're going to be vigilant about getting out here and making sure we get on each one of those jobs that they're talking about to make sure to the best of our abilities that minorities are participating in the subcontracting area and the workforce area.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman. Bob Donnell from Code Enforcement.
I'll stop it.
Can you make it? Come on.
Hi, my name is Robert Darnell. I'm the Director of Code Enforcement. I've been Director for about 3 years, but I've been with Code Enforcement close to 30 years. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the Mayor and the Council for allowing me to speak shortly. On the positive things in Code Enforcement, first, thank the Mayor and the City Council for working hard to provide the needed equipment for my department that we just recently got. Computers and whatnot. Also, we are being transitioned to a new facility at 4300 Bond Avenue, which is gorgeous. It's almost done. We should be getting in there within the next week. Thank you for that. Very nice. Also, the mayor's been working with me to get additional manpower for our department, so we have more people on the streets. With the help of the demolition department, the park department, environmental, the mayor started a program a couple of years ago called Operation Fresh Start. We have currently tore down, demolished over 200 homes. We've cleared over 100 plus lots of debris and anything imaginable, trash. I currently have 75 to 100 waivers from people that own homes that want them demolished. I have 72 plus consent waivers for trustee properties that you see that people don't buy at auctions, the ones that are burnt or vacant or distressed. We have those consents from the county to have those demolished. We created a vacant and distress program to go after out-of-town landlords and people that buy homes at these auctions, that they buy them and they just sit on them. This way they have to register with the city. There's a fee. So hope it motivates them to actually put work and time into these homes so they don't sit there and become a nuisance or burnt or anything else. We're working towards some kind of ordinance and research for, we have an issue with some squatters, so we're trying to figure out how we can work with that, get those people taken care of. We continue all the time updating our ordinances for our codes and our, for animal control and all that. And including what DeMario said, there was a lot going on, a lot being built, and we just look forward to continue what we do. I mean, going out there and cleaning up the neighborhoods.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Henderson from the Environmental Department.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
Council. My name is Malcolm Henderson. I'm over the Environmental Department. I'm the director over the environmental, and what our job title is we go around and clean the city up. Anything that's on the side of the road, that we cleans it up. Anything that's not nailed down, if it's nailed down, we're going to try to get it up anyway. But with the blessing of the mayor, we should get more manpower when we will start by the beginning of the month, going into the communities and into the neighborhoods, So if you see the guys out there, just give them a thumbs up or give them a shout out. Good job, where they appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But we're going to get the job done.
Ms. Cornwell from the golf course. A lot of people don't know that the city of Cahokia Heights have a golf course. So Don is the director of our golf course.
Hi, my name is Dawn Cornwell, and the mayor asked me to go to the golf course. Took me out of my comfort zone and wanted me to challenge it, and we did. And it was in rough shape. And in the first year, we were able to generate revenue about $130,000 more than they had the year before, and cleaned up the grounds. And in 2023, we were voted in Golf Pass, Golfer's Choice, in the top 25 most improved courses in the country. We were number 16. So we're real proud of that. It was a lot of work. And then now this past year, we've increased our rate. We've increased our rates this month, but from the first year I started, we were up about 1,600 rounds from the previous year, rounds of golf of customers playing. And this past year, we were up over 6,000 rounds. So we've been growing every year. We've got new customers coming every day from different communities, and our goal is to hit $1 million. The mayor's got us a high bar. We're going to try to do it. We're getting close, but we got a good start this year.
Great.
And we got new carts. The mayor and the council have actually we've nursed these older carts we've had for 2 years, and now they're due to be delivered probably in about a month early. I think they might be coming, and that's a big deal to get more golfers coming. And we also kind of got a buzz that a community golf course that's close to us might be closing, which also would be a good revenue, help us get more rounds and stuff. So it's been interesting. It's been challenging, but we appreciate it. We thank you. We thank you, the board and the council, for giving us. We also got 2 new mowers, and we look forward to getting the program coming. That we have great kids that we kept about 6 of them, and they've been great, working their butts off and really helping out a lot. And I'm looking forward to them to getting them back. And if you guys follow us on Facebook, we're working on our social media, right? Our Facebook, Instagram, so you can follow us on that. And if anybody golfs, you need to come out and check us out.
Okay, cool.
We have our comments. A lot of our golfers said that our greens are better than they've seen in the last 15 years. So,
great.
So we're doing it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the last one, ladies and gentlemen, is our street department, demolition department, flood department, Mr. Corey Allen.
Good evening. Director of demolition. I have 3 departments with me as well. Demolition, the street department, as well as the stormwater department. As Mr. Darnell said, we demolished over 200 homes, cleaned over 100 lots. Demo department, we have 5 employees, 3 drivers, 2 operators. Street department, 5 workers, 5 employees. And the stormwater department, 3 employees. Stormwater department is responsible for clearing alleyways and also for dealing with anything dealing with stormwater outside of what water and sewer does. Since the merger, we've completed the ping pong area in Centerville as far as flooding, which means we dredged the ditches and cleared all the canals so there are no blockages and no flooding. We haven't had any flooding in ping pong in the last 2 years that I recall. 59th Street through 63rd Street off of Lake Drive, which is a major flood area. We've installed a trash pump that relieves the pressure from that area, or relieves the flooding of water from that area when the canal is full, and sends that water to Frank Holden Park. At the last 2 storms we haven't had any flooding over there. The East 5th ditch, which is off of St. Paul area, that area has been dredged and cleaned out, removed a bunch of couches, tires, and debris from residents, and we haven't had any flooding out there yet. We still have a lot more work to do with the East Fifth Ditch. The main problem with that area was a lot of the residents have extended their fence line back to where we can't get the equipment back there to clean it out. Street department has been out working on replacing stop signs and street signs. So we're working on getting street signs at pretty much every major intersection starting off, so you know where you are within the city. That's pretty much all I have.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Corey. And next is our legal team. We'll start with Bob on the legal front. Our attorneys, Bob Spraggs, anything to report to the citizens and the board?
What I do isn't too exciting. I basically represent all these people who talk to. If they have a legal problem, they contact me, and I try and help them with their legal problem. If they need ordinances drafted for a particular problem, I draft the ordinances. Bob Darnell, the guy that bothers me the most with zoning and bad buildings and everything. He talked about he and the mayor working hard to tear down old derelict homes. And Darnell and I just recently met to set up a deal you got to go to court to get a court order to do it. But the big problem is money. You got to have the money to tear them down. The court won't tear them down. I'm not aware of any large lawsuits against the village other than one about sewers that Mark Scroggins might. And so the city is doing great legal-wise, I think, thanks to the leadership of the mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Scoggin?
Yeah, just to follow up on what Bob said, there is some litigation. There are, somebody falls in a hole, somebody drives their car, gets in an accident with a city vehicle. There are small lawsuits, nothing major, and so the state of the union, so to speak, as far as lawsuits are concerned, and the litigation, which is primarily what I'm concerned with, is good. There's one major lawsuit over our sewers, which has stayed in federal court. Why is it stayed? Stayed means it's on hold. The federal judges put it on hold for the city to have a chance to get some of these grants that they've so diligently applied for and to use that money. And coming up into the building season, the summer, we're really looking forward to some great things being done with those funds and some building being done, thanks to the mayor and thanks to his staff. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I just want to be real brief in my comments. I want to say that it's been to be three. First of all, I think it's very, very important that at the last meeting of every year, financial year, that myself as the mayor and my departmental heads give an address, we'll call it the State of the City address, to the citizens, you, and also to the legislative body of this city. And that is why we did this today. It'll happen once every year, the last meeting of the year, which is in April. Our new financial year will begin on May 1st. I am as optimistic today as I've ever been as the mayor of the city of Cahokia Heights. In the last 3 years, we have received over $40 million in funds, $40 million. And as I sit here today, you can put all these cities together. When they were Cahokia, the village of Allerton, the city of Centerville, in their history, none of them together would have gotten over $40 million in grants from the state of Illinois, from the federal government, from the county, and local share. So as the mayor today, I have to take the time to think where these funds are coming from. United States Senator Dick Durbin, United States Senator Tammy Duckworth, Congresswoman Nikki Brzezinski, our governor, J.B. Pritzker, our state senator, Christopher Belt, Our state representative, Jay Hoffman, who's not in our district, but also pushed for the funding. Our former state representative, Greenwood. Our county board chairman, Mark Curran. And of course, the board that is here today that have allowed these departmental heads to do their job as departmental heads. So I am really and truly honored to serve you, the citizens, and to serve with this board as the mayor of the city of Cahokia Heights in the first city of Cahokia Heights State of the City address. And now we'll move forward. I do want to take the time and opportunity to address several calls that I've had to my office about the trash problem. And we're going to give the citizens an opportunity to respond to that as well under citizens' comments. But let me say this, that I've worked tireless for you, the citizens. Every day I come to this office, I have you, the citizens, at heart. And let me tell you this, in the business that we're in as government leaders, there is give and take when it came to the waste management contract. The first thing that I thought about was our citizens, seniors, those seniors that are on fixed income. When we went into negotiations with waste management, the first thing I said, we will not negotiate the age of our seniors. They wanted to increase them from 62 to 65. You all know that the majority age for seniors throughout our country is 65. We kept that line at 62. So if you look at our senior citizens rate, you'll see throughout the whole Metro East area, there's only one city that pays more than our seniors in trash service, and that's the city of Belleville, and that's only by 5 cents. And they have their own sanitary sewer department. Then, if you look at the rest of the citizens that pay, we are as competitive than many cities around. We brought out the chart for you to see that we are as competitive as our neighboring cities around our Metro East. Then there was another piece that was very important to me in the city council. That piece was that we continue to get the 4,000 tons of free landfill that we get here in the city of Cahokia Heights. And let me tell you, that 4,000 tons of free landfill equals to an amount of close to $1 million that we, the citizens of Centerville, of Cahokia Heights, get to continue to tear down homes throughout our city. I can tell you, I have not had a meeting where we have attended where our citizens haven't complained about derelict houses throughout our city. Rodents, snakes, trash. And as of today, we have torn down, hauled off over close to 300 homes. We're headed next to the community of Cityview. After Cityview, we're headed to Bridgedale. We will go throughout the city of Cahokia Heights and tear down these derelict houses. But it's only through this contract, only through negotiations. And in any negotiation, there's give and takes. And so I have to look out for what I believe to be one of the most vulnerable communities, citizens in our community, and that's our seniors who are on a fixed income and our children. And so we fought for our seniors in this contract. We fought that we continue to have the 4,000 tons of free landfill. And in every seat, you should have the rates, and that is the rates. Many of you all got a bill in the mail for $85, where your monthly rate is not $85 or $84. It's going to be roughly right at $68.55. The contract went into existence in January of 2024. So they billed you the extra $5.15 for January, February, and March. You only give one bill per quarter. And so you see your rate at $84, but your monthly bill is only $68. and I will continue to fight. We may not always agree, but one thing that you got to remember with me, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you our shortcomings as a city, but you're always going to get my best interest because my interest is your interest as your mayor. At this time, we'll move on through our agenda. Next on the agenda, and I want to thank the board for allowing the department heads, allowing us to do the first city address of the state of the city address. Next is the moment of public comments. At this time, under public comments, could you please raise your hand and state your name and your comment? Ma'am, state your name and your comment.
Hello, my name is Lisa Johnson.
Yes,
I've
miss.
lived in Cahokia for 17 years.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm also educated within the community as well. Okay. My question is, what happened to our large item pickup? Oh, the rate increase. All right. I know we regularly had a large item pickup. It was quarterly around the year. Right. It seemed like the pandemic, we haven't had one in several years. Right. And so I'm just kind of concerned when you call waste management, they tell us that the city is no longer, that you guys don't allow that service with the company. So I'm just wanted to know, will we be getting that back? That was something that I look forward to in our 17 years living here. And I'm just concerned.
That's a good question. And we've gotten that call from a lot of citizens about the large item pickup. And what we normally do is partnership with St. Clair County as well. But let me just tell you, one of the things that we did negotiate with waste management under this contract, every citizen can have one item per pickup. So you can pick up one item out there. And if that is not the case, please give me a call and we will straighten it up. Because under the contract, you are allowed to put out one item. No, I'm telling you what the contract says. Okay.
They're saying that that's not.
Well, we will correct that.
And I've left a message that I didn't get a call back.
Okay. Yes, call me directly here at the office and leave your, actually after the meeting, please give me your name and number and I will contact Waste Management and get back with you. Okay. But no, that's in the contract. Also, in addition to the Waste Management one item pickup, we as a city, along with St. Clair County, is going to start back doing the bulk pickup. And you'll get a letter in the mail from the city saying that what month it's going to be. We try to do it around the summer months where everybody can get it out, but we will start that back this year.
And I did have one additional question.
Yes, go.
Speed bumps, is that something that we can do within the community?
The state of Illinois really and truly contacted us because we did have speed bumps in some of our communities, but they stated that it was against the law to put them out there, the speed bumps. And so what we have to do is we have to identify where exactly you're at. The chief is here. Let him know that he has to have some officers out there and start doing some traffic control in the area that you're concerned about. It was a hand in the back. Sir. No. Was it? Go ahead, sir.
My name is Captain Richardson. I've been living in Cahokia since 1993 in Bridgeshell. I work for Waste Management. Yeah. So, I pick a trash in Valley, Illinois, and they get bulk items. They get recycled. They get the garbage. They used to get a little trash. Cahokia don't. And we're paying more than what they're paying. And I work for us. Yeah. I know. So why is it that we get less service for more money?
And I don't believe that O'Fallon get the 4,000 yards though. Free, which is roughly almost close to $1 million. See, O'Fallon doesn't have the housing, derelict housing, and I felt that we needed that. So I can tell you right now, if you check with the company that you work for, very few cities. East St. Louis is the only other one that I know of that get the free landfill, but they don't get what we get.
I understand that. I'm just saying, why do we give less service for more money?
But because part of that contract negotiation was for that close to $900,000 free landfill that we negotiated with. Next, anybody else back here? Ma'am, what's your hand up?
Now, who you call to get to senior discount? I'm 65 years old and I've had.
No, and if you're 62, that's one of the things that we negotiated with. If you're 62, they wanted to raise the age. But if you're 62, you should be getting a discount. Well, just come here to City Hall, bring your ID, and we'll get you signed up.
Can I do it tonight?
No, anymore. Anymore. Ma'am, go ahead. Yes, dear.
My question is the Cahokia.
For the juveniles? Yeah.
Well, there's no, I'm on this case and now.
Right.
And until the police would knock on our doors if our kids wasn't in the yard or on.
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, it is on the books. I'm going to tell you right now, as you all probably know, I served in law enforcement for 20 years. And one of the things that we've always dealt with in cities is curfew. Where do you draw the line? Do you take the child home, and if you find him back out 2 days from now, do you start citing the parents a ticket? And I know some municipalities do. And maybe that's what I can tell you that what we are working on, let me say this, and what we are working on here, those of you who have been in Cahokia for a while may remember when Cahokia had its own court here. Y'all remember that? If you got a citation for code enforcement, juvenile problems, they had it here. We're working on, through the help of our attorneys, of getting our court back here. Because when it's back here in our city, it seems like we get more attention from the system. So that is one of the things that we really need to look at. What I am proud of is that, and the finance director mentioned it, last year we was able to hire a little over 100 children from 16 to 24. And in that period of time, we tracked juvenile delinquency, and it was down. Why? Because those children had something to do. And so I'm happy to say that starting, I think you said Monday, those children that you all know in these communities, their parents, them, please get these kids signed up for summer jobs. $16 an hour, it is a direct link that we know in law enforcement that, listen, the devil workshop is when children have nothing to do. The fitness center, we reopened it. Miss Jackson was only mayor. We got to get these children something to do. Okay, so with employment and with the fitness center, ma'am, in enacting that curfew, I agree with you 100%. And we need to hold these parents accountable. I'm sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
What this person, and I just want to
Okay, well, where do you live at? On Richard. She said in the alley. Okay, make sure the Mr. Street Department, make sure you get with her before she leaves. She's got an alley to clean up. But the splash pad will be starting this summer. It will be open this summer. Ma'am. Yes.
Notice that. It seems like we have, I'm pretty regular in code out there. It's senior out on doors. I'm a homeowner. It seems like you having a homeless issue. Definitely. I see all these people, you walking down Rollins Street, walking down Jerome, and it's going to raise the concern. These people, I don't know, people dropping them off and hang out in the center here. There are some people I think it need to be a trail. Because, of course, we know we deal with homeless people, we deal with people with mental illness. That's right. I was actually driving down Carrots a few days ago, and I seen a homeless man or older man. I was saying homeless about him.
That's
right.
Right.
I taking another two and peeing in broad daylight. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. So I think it needs to be addressed. I don't know if we need to start
Neighborhood watch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And right.
Walking around with backpacks on one.
No. And not only that, ma'am, they're living in these abandoned houses. They're starting to live in these abandoned houses, and people move out of our city, and they just walk away from the property, and they don't. These are our neighbors, been our neighbors 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden they move other places, and these homeless people will go in there, and we have to continue to knock these houses down because they, in some of our communities, they're terrible. Well, I tell you what, we're going to stay, guys. We want to move on, but we're going to stay and answer any questions that you all may have after the meeting. My directors, please stay, and we want to move the meeting along. Can I have a motion? Can I have approval of the minutes from the board meeting held on February the 14th, 2024, and special board meeting on March 8th, 2024? It's been moved by Whedon. Can I have a second? Second by Word. All in favor? Opposed? Next is the accounts payable from February and March of 2024. Can I have a motion to second? Moved by Pierce. Can I have a second? Second by Whedon. Roll call.
Deadwood, yeah.
Sure.
Jackson, yeah. Teresa Jack,
Yeah.
love it.
Folks in feeding.
Pierce? Van Meter.
Gloria Word.
Whedon.
Next is ordinance number 24-1467. It's an ordinance amending chapter 156 by amending portions of the section thereof that is dealing with the solar panels. As you all well know, a lot of people want to come into communities such as ours and put solar panels everywhere, so we want to amend our ordinance to deal with that. May I have a motion in a second? It's been moved by Haywood. Can I have a second? Second by Whedon. Roll call.
Haywood, yeah. Miss Jackson, yeah. Mr. J. Yeah.
Okay.
Welding.
No, he's absent today. Just scratch him out.
Pierce. Van Meter.
Yeah. Word.
Whedon.
Next is ordinance number 24-1468. It's an ordinance prohibiting the installation of utilities on a vacant lot. Okay, so that no one can just go and set up a tiny house or a shed and start putting utilities there. We've seen that. Back to your homeless, ma'am, question. Can I have a motion and a second on it? It's been moved for Haywood. Can I have a second? Second by Pierce. Roll call.
Haywood, yeah. Jackson. Teresa Johnson.
Yeah.
Perry. Van Meter.
Yeah.
Where? And Whedon.
Okay. Next is, I think we've pretty much covered all of that. We have no executive session, attorneys. Okay. If not, can I have a motion and a second for adjournment? It's been moved by Word. Can I have a second? Second by Whedon. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned. I'm going to ask all of the departmental heads, I'm going to ask the city council members to please stay in case any of our citizens have any questions. At this time, meeting adjourned.